So far we have dealt with circuits where current did not vary with time and was constant. But if you introduce a capacitor in a circuit, what you find is that the current starts varying with time. So let us study this variation in current, charge and voltage of a circuit that has a capacitor in it. So what we have here is a circuit that has a battery, a resistor and a capacitor that is initially uncharged, and we'll go ahead and close switch S so that charge and therefore the current starts flowing through the circuit, and as a result charge starts building up on the capacitor, and therefore a potential difference Vc equal to Q by C is created between the capacitor plates. And when this potential difference reaches the potential difference of the battery, that is EMF E, the current becomes zero. And since we know that for capacitors Q equals CV, the final charge on the capacitor, that is when the capacitor is fully charged, should become C times the EMF, and let us say this is Q naught. So you see the charge starts flowing when you close the circuit, but the flow starts falling with time as the capacitor gets charged, because the positive charge that builds up here tends to repel more charge from coming onto the plate and completely stops the flow of the charge when it reaches the same charge as is present on the battery. And therefore you can say that during this time, that is time 0 to the time when the capacitor gets fully charged, the accumulation of charge Q, current and potential difference Vc across the plates is changing, and this is what we will try to understand with the help of an equation. So let us apply the loop rule to the circuit, and what we get when we move in the clockwise direction is EMF minus IR minus Q by C is equal to 0. And this term here is negative, since we know that this plate of the capacitor is positive and this one is negative, and therefore there is a drop in potential as we move across it. Now you should avoid the temptation of solving this equation right away, since you have to remember that there are two variables in this equation, and these are I and Q. But fortunately they are related by the equation I is equal to dq upon dt. So if we substitute this for I in this equation, what we get is this. And you must make note of the fact that the sign we have taken next to dq upon dt is positive, since the capacitor is gaining charge with time. So we'll make use of this fact later in the lesson when we understand the capacitor discharge. Well, to make sense of this equation, we need to find a solution to it, and the solution is this. And I've not done the mathematical derivation here, since you can find it in any standard textbook if you wish to see it. Well, what we should do is test this equation for its accuracy and also how well it allows us to understand the various parameters as the charging happens. So let us go ahead and put time t equal to 0 in this equation, and what we see is that this expression becomes 1, and therefore we get Q is equal to 0, which is true since at time t equal to 0 there is no charge on the capacitor plates. And as t increases to infinity, or say a long time later, this term becomes 0, and we get the value of charge on the plate as C times the EMF, which is again true since after a long time the capacitor gets fully charged, and at full charge the Q value is C times the battery EMF. So if we make a plot of charge buildup on the capacitor versus time using this equation, this is what the graph would look like. So you can see that at first the charge builds up very fast, but with time the buildup slows down, and this line becomes an asymptote to the curve. That is, the curve will touch this line only at infinity. Now if we take the derivative of this equation, that is find dq by dt, what we get is this expression. But then dq upon dt is nothing but the current in the circuit, so this actually shows how current varies with time. And if we plot this equation on a graph, this is what we will get. And you can see that at time t equal to 0, this part of the equation becomes unity, and initial value of the current is EMF by R, which we know is true. And if you take time equal to infinity or a very long time, the current falls to zero as the capacitor builds up charge and keeps avoiding the flow of more charge till it becomes fully charged. We can also establish the time-dependent equation for potential difference across the capacitor. That can be written as Vc is equal to Q by C. And if we take the value of Q from this equation, what we get is this. Again, we can test this equation for its correctness, and if we put t is equal to 0, what we find is that this becomes 1 and therefore Vc becomes 0, which of course is the case. That is at time t equal to 0 with no charge on the plate, the capacitor has 0 potential difference, and at time t equal to infinity or a long time later, this becomes 0 and Vc becomes equal to the EMF E, which again is true. Now, when dealing with RC circuits, we often use the term capacitive time constant, and the symbol used to represent it is tau, and is nothing but the product RC that has dimensions of time. So the idea here is that if we wait for time t equal to tau and put t value as tau in this equation, the charge on the initially uncharged capacitor would have increased from 0 to 0.63 C times the EMF. Then it means that this is 63% of the full charge, or we can say that after time t equal to tau, the capacitor reaches 63% of the peak value. So if you're told that the tau value for an RC circuit is 2 microseconds and that of another RC circuit is 20 seconds, you can easily conclude that this RC circuit would charge up the capacitor a lot faster. So you see, RC value is a measure of how fast a capacitor charges. Well, let us see what will be the charge on the capacitor if we wait for, say, time t equal to 10 RC or 10 taus. So if you substitute time value as 10 RC, what you'll find is that the charge on the capacitor reaches 0.999955 of C times the EMF value, or almost 100%. But it never touches 100% because you see this horizontal line is an asymptote to this curve. So the curve never ever hits this line to reach 100% of the value. And that is the reason we say that it would take infinite time to hit 100% value. Now, let us say the capacitor is fully charged to potential equal to EMF. And then at time t equal to 0, we activate a circuit like this with no battery in the circuit. In that case, you can see that the capacitor will get discharged over a period of time because the positive charge from this plate will move to the other plate, and with time, they both will come to the same potential and the flow of charge will cease then. However, this flow of charge also constitutes current, and it lasts till both plates get neutralized. So once again, we are interested in knowing what will be the value of current in the circuit and the charge on the plate with time. So let us apply the loop rule again to the circuit, and we observe that the direction of the current will reverse, and the equation we'll get if we move in the clockwise direction is IR minus Q by C is equal to 0. We can then rewrite this equation as dQ upon dt times R minus Q by C is equal to 0. But then we must remember that the capacitor is getting discharged, and the rate of discharge should therefore be a negative term, and for this reason we put a negative sign here. So the solution to this differential equation would be this. And again, I'm refraining from showing the derivation here that can be found in any textbook. So Q naught here is the charge when the capacitor is fully charged, or Q naught is equal to C times the EMF value of the battery. So we can see that Q decreases exponentially with time, and after time tau, that is the capacitive time constant and equal to RC, the capacitor charge has come down to Q naught e to the power minus 1. That is about 37% of the initial full charge Q naught. So a higher tau value would mean more time taken for discharge. Also, if we differentiate this equation, what we get is dq upon dt, that is current I, that equals this expression. And this equation also tells us that current reduces exponentially with time, and if we do a quick check and put time t equal to 0, the current is maximum and equal to Q naught upon RC. Well, the minus sign that you see here is a mere indication that the charge on the capacitor is decreasing. So if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up, share it with someone, or just post a comment. And yes, don't forget to ring the bell below to get notifications when I publish a new video.